Hello YouTube and welcome to another video. In this one I am testing out a camera jig or camera attachment that I've been working on for a little while. This isn't my invention. Other people have done this. There are several other companies who have produced this. They seem to be fairly hard to get a hold of and they all seem to be fairly poor quality, so I decided to make my own. And this led to me making my first prototype, which is this piece, and it basically fits an aluminum and carbon fiber rod. This is the second version of it here. It just attaches to a regular GoPro mount and allows it to spin all the way around. So this is the first version that I built, or the first prototype. It is almost the same as the second version. The only real differences are that I made a 1/2-inch hole so that I can use a little thicker carbon fiber shaft. And also I took about 4 millimeters off of the total height of it just by optimizing space, using my space more efficiently. I've seen people use these, and I think one of the reasons that they didn't become popular, one, they're not good for all scenarios. Two, they're quite bulky and do affect the way your head moves around and stuff. But also I think people don't set them up properly. They need to be balanced fairly well and they need to be on a level plane. And if you don't do both of those things, or if you tend, like Keegan, to tip your head a lot, the camera is going to move around a lot. Anyway, let's get to some footage and show you guys Keegan and I riding around on the GoMower testing this thing out.
For sale, $15.99 on joelsmerchandise.com.
That's a good deal. Belt came off the front. How did that happen? That's annoying. Why?
I want to put a sound system on the go-kart.
can see, you can get some pretty neat shots with that. There are a couple of issues. One issue is that if you have a fairly loose fitting helmet like Keegan does, you end up with the helmet sitting all sideways like you saw in a couple of those shots. It's a good idea to wear a full face if you're using this. I used a full face and it's a lot less noticeable. You don't notice the inertia or mass of the camera moving around. No matter how well it is balanced, I should mention that regardless of that, you're still going to have the inertial effect of the beam. So if you have a bunch of weight out here and a bunch of weight out here, and you go to turn your head sideways, you're going to feel that. No matter how well balanced it is, you're still going to have that resistance to movement. And if it's frontwards and backwards, it's the same thing. So if as the camera spins around, you're going to have different resistance or inertial resistance to movement of your head or neck. Eventually, I will be making a mount on each end of the stick so that I can have a GoPro facing in either direction and get two different perspectives. And that way the mount will be fairly balanced. I've also made it adjustable in the center. The new version will have it so that you can adjust this a little bit further. So there will be a longer aluminum piece in the center. So you will be able to balance it better. As you can see now, I have all the nuts here and there's no GoPro in this side. What happens is if I hold this perfectly level, then nothing extraordinary happens. When I spin it around, I get hit in the face, but nothing extraordinary happens. However, if you tip it just a little bit, the heavy part is always going to try to go to the low section. So you can use this to your advantage and get some cool shots. What you can do is put a little bit less weight on the balance end, and then the camera will stick more to the front or more to the low side. So you can basically choose wherever you want the camera to sit. You could angle it back a little bit and get it to follow you. I am hoping to get out on the water either this weekend or early next week to test these things out. I should be able to get some interesting shots. I'm starting to figure out already how to set them up. So yeah, look for that video in the near future. I wanted to get this one out just to show you guys what I was playing with, and because I thought this was pretty neat. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.